Chairman Miller, Ranking Member McKean, and members of the committee. I am Paula Vincent, Superintendent of Schools in Clear Creek, Amana, Iowa. Thank you for the opportunity to comment today on the experience of our school district and the experiences we have had with a small amount of federal dollars supporting our infrastructure improvements. We are a school district of just under 1,450 students, although I would say in Iowa we are about the same size or larger than the majority of the districts in our state. Federal supports for school infrastructure projects have impacted our communities in several noteworthy ways. I'd like to visit with you this morning about 3 of those that I think are most significant. These areas are public support for education, student achievement, and energy conservation. I will begin with the impact that federal support has had on the public in our area with regard to support for our public schools. We were fortunate in 2006 to receive what we fondly refer to as one of the Iowa Demonstration Construction Grants. This grant was for $500,000. It was a program that was proposed by Senator Tom Harkin of Iowa and began in 1998. Subsequently, federal Congress authorized allocations annually with the final grant periods ending in 2008. The purpose of this grant program was twofold. One was to help school districts with fire safety improvements, and the other to help schools leverage local dollars to construct new schools or to modernize existing buildings. The Iowa Department of Education administered this competitive grant process and required a 75% local match. We believe the modest $500,000 from the Harkin grant was extremely helpful to our district in passing a $25.5 million bond issue. Not only did we pass this issue the first time out, but we had tremendous voter support with breaking our own previous voter records. In Iowa, this is not a small feat, as we are subject to a supermajority for any bond referendums, and it requires 60% approval. As we visited with our community following that successful bond issue, one of the key factors that came up over and over in our conversations was the impact of the federal dollars, and we believe this was a critical factor in our success. Not only were we able to secure funds to build 2 new schools, but the funding has led to increased partnerships in our communities. For example, the City of North Liberty provided the land for our new elementary school, provided the streets to lead to the new school, and also brought all of the utilities to our school property. They also asked to partner with us in shared gym space and provide an additional $500,000 for this purpose. Likewise, the City of Tiffin and the Iowa Department of Transportation are partnering with us to widen the U.S. highway that runs in front of our new high school. Using conservative estimates, this $500,000 from federal support leveraged an additional $28 million in our school district. And while we know that having new buildings is an exciting thing, and these schools are currently under construction in our district, what really matters is student achievement, and that is the point of my second section of comments. A growing body of research has linked student learning and their behavior, as well as staff morale, to the physical buildings. Several studies, which I have included in my written comments, would comment that as much as a 14% improvement in student achievement can occur when you have adequate school facilities. I will highlight just a couple of those here today. A study in the District of Columbia school system found when you control for other student factors such as social and economic status, students' standardized achievement scores were lower in schools with poor building conditions. For example, students that had the poorest conditions achieved 6% below those who were in buildings that had fair conditions, and a full 11 percentage point difference between poor condition schools and those with excellent conditions. Another study that I would highlight comes from Georgia, a more recent study, and in this study they attributed the quality of school design to a 14.2% percentile difference on the Iowa Test of Basic Skills. These are certainly incredible changes in achievement and worthy of our attention. Not only do we have studies that support the role of quality facilities on buildings and student achievement, but also on teaching. Many of you would be aware that the teacher is the most significant factor in student achievement outside of home factors. And in fact, in one study that I will highlight, researcher Jerry Lowe interviewed state teachers of the year to determine which aspects of the physical environment affected teaching the most. These teachers pointed to the availability and quality of classroom equipment and furnishings, as well as ambient features such as climate control, acoustics, as the most important environmental factors affecting their teaching.
Dr. Vince, I'm going to ask you if you could wrap up, please.
Thank you. In summary, I would just like to comment that modest amounts of federal dollars can lead to tremendous impacts and partnerships with communities, can build environments that our students can achieve in, and can bring factors of energy conservation to our schools, which are direly needed. We've experienced a significant benefit in Iowa, and we have every reason that our nation's schools can receive the same benefit from modest federal investments. Thank you for the opportunity to comment today.